And joining us now to provide more context on this ongoing crisis and the chaos in Haiti is former Haitian Prime Minister Laurent Lamothe. We thank you so much for being here with us. First off, our condolences for all of the upheaval in your home country right now. What was your reaction when you heard of the death of the president there?
Well, I was completely devastated, and the country the people are devastated. The Haiti is in mourning. It's a sad day for Haiti and for Haitians.
And according to the Miami Herald, there are currently only 10 elected officials in the entire country. The interim prime minister has yet to be sworn in, and the head of the Supreme Court died of COVID last week. Is there anything in your constitution that can serve as a sort of roadmap to help navigate this crisis?
Well, the Constitution in its Article 149 calls for, if in the absence of the president, the Council of Ministers with the existing Prime Minister carries through the management of the country until and have 60 days to carry out elections. So since the elections, they were already planned for the 26th of September. So that timeline falls exactly right within the framework of for elections.
What security entity is responsible for the safety of the president? Have they given any explanation as to how this happened?
Well, Haiti has a police force, as you know, that was trained by a lot of the components were trained by the international community. There is also a special unit for the presidential security that have over 1,000 guards in there. But the news that I have myself, straight from the front lines from Haiti is that all the mercenaries, they're still holed up. So there is 28 of them, and there are 28 Venezuelan nationals. And out of that, 2 of them have been arrested, and the rest, the 26, they're holed up in a home. Basically, so there's a lot of shooting going on still, but so the good news is they've not escaped, and the initial indications is that all of the mercenaries, they're still holed up and the police is surrounding them.
We've been hearing that Port-au-Prince is described as a ghost town at this time. In a statement, Joseph Lambert, the head of the Senate, said that the Haitian National Police and Haitian armed forces are in control of the security of the country. The president, of course, was just assassinated. How are residents of Haiti supposed to feel like things are safe?
Well, it's a very difficult situation, and everybody certainly needs to stay calm and need to give the security forces time to do their job. There is a state of emergency, which will give time for the security forces to, do their job and certainly can, arrest those foreign mercenaries and understand who is the financier of this operation, because mercenaries are very expensive and they're paid by, they're certainly paid, so they have to follow the money trail and to get to the perpetrators and to the financiers of this heinous and this horrific assassination against the country's democratically elected president. And the president was leading many fights on many fronts for reforms that he wanted to do in different sectors of the economy, and he had received threats. So he was aware that it was a very, very dangerous and tenuous situation. And they carried out on some of those threats. So now, an investigation has to kick in to find out who did it, who paid for it, and for those persons to be held accountable.
What kind of action would you like to see, if any, from the United States?
Well, first of all, the United States is a great ally of Haiti, and is very supportive of the election. So one thing is very important is for the electoral process to continue, and for Haiti to have elected officials for in February 7th, 2022, to have a new president, a new Congress, and elected officials, to fill some of the voids that we are seeing right now. So the U.S. can play a very much a leadership role in that aspect, as well as a leadership role in the security environment of the country.
Do you think at all that this crisis could be a tipping point that forces many on the island to want to leave?
Well, I mean, this was, a very well-financed and coordinated attack to kill the president of the country, and that was a targeted attack. It was hired guns that carried out this work. The people of Haiti, what they want peace. They want, an environment conducive to being able to find jobs, and they want security. So, and the authorities have to rise to the occasion and be able to provide it. And catching these guys would be an important point to get to who's behind it, and that's the key to it. And for this crime not to be, let as the investigation continues, we have to get through it and find the people that carried this through and that gave the orders.
Back in 2015, you were among a group of people barred from the presidential race in Haiti. Obviously, things are quite different now, and it's once again a presidential election year. Might you consider a run?
Well, I get asked this question, in every interview that I do, and what I say is, I want to continue to help the country. I want to continue to help Haiti, and I don't think you need to be president or prime minister to do so.
Former Haitian Prime Minister Laurent Lamothe, we thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.